Welcome to this installment of the XSitePro tutorial series. As you've probably already discovered, XSitePro keeps track of every page and subpage you create. In addition to this, it automatically generates a navigational menu structure throughout your site based on your page list and dynamically updates it every time you add, move, or delete a page. It's a real blessing never having to update your navigational links manually. Just ask a frustrated Dreamweaver user what that's like. You also have tremendous flexibility in where you can position your menus. They can go in the info bar, left panel, main panel header, right panel, main panel footer, the page footer, or any combination thereof. For the purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to start with a fresh, blank site with no pre-applied template, because we're going to create our navigational menu from scratch. I've set up a number of pages and subpages, so let's go ahead and make a menu with the navigation menu system. You can get there one of two ways. First, you can click the navigation menu button on the other tab. Or when looking at your page layout panels, you can click the menu settings button on any panel that supports menus. The advantage to this second method is that you can check to include links if it's not yet switched on. As you can see, any panel with this option unchecked will be grayed out when you go to create the menu. We're going to add a menu to our left panel. So, here on the Style tab, we're going to choose a base template for our menu. Don't feel like you're locked into one of these options. You can later tweak all the aesthetics, so this step essentially serves as a jumping off point that we can adjust in just a moment. There are two kinds of menus. The first is static. While your menu items will be prettily formatted and all subpages will be appropriately indented, it's really no more than a straight list of your pages. If you have a great many pages in your site, or if you simply like impressive visual effects, and who doesn't, your best bet will be dynamic. Here, only the top-level pages are initially displayed, with an item's subpages only being displayed when moused over. Formerly, if you wanted effects like these, you either had to code them by hand using DHTML, or purchase an expensive piece of software that did this and nothing else. Your ability to easily add such menus directly within XSitePro is huge. So, let's get to it. First, we need to pick our style. I like the clean simplicity of Calm Light. Moving on to the Settings tab, you see that we can now tweak all of the visuals. I'm going to set the menu width to 0 so that my menu automatically takes up the full width of my left panel. And now we can choose a background color. Rather than stark white, I'm going to select a very light gray. The initial unselected font options look fine. Note that I can select from a multitude of bullet images, but since I'm happy with the one I have, I'll leave it alone. For the moused over hover options, I'm going to make one change. The bullet changes color, which is a nice touch, but I would also like the text to be underlined. There. For the submenu, I'll make the hover background color the same color as the blue bullet of the hovered main menu items. And we'll invert its text to white so that there's better contrast. Ooh, looks good. The last step is to preview your menu with the actual menu structure instead of just sample data. If it all looks good, just click Finish and you're done. A couple more things before we wrap this tutorial. Every time you create a new page, you get to specify where in your various navigation menus you'd like that page's link to appear. For example, you might want to reserve your left panel for the meat of your site, articles, product pages, etc., while relegating the general housekeeping pages like your privacy statement and contact us pages to your page footer. Just select the appropriate option when creating the page, or here on the Page Settings tab after creation. This is where you should look if one of your pages isn't showing up in your desired menu. You can of course have pages that overlap and appear in multiple menus. Just check as many of these boxes as you like. Also, for the SEO conscious amongst you, the fact that XSitePro uses dynamic scripting to display these great-looking menus on your site doesn't harm the search engine's ability to track the page interlinking on your site. Why? Because XSitePro automatically generates regular links in the source code alongside the menus so that the search engines can happily read and follow. In short, navigation menus take the headache out of linking your pages. They offer dynamic, attractive navigation, and you never have to link pages by manually typing in a URL.